Hello, Double Talk 73 here. Probably not going to stream very long, maybe an hour or so, eat some lunch and go do some chores, but I just want to see if I can catch a Uni Sauger. I know where they're at, but catching them's a different story. I'm at Emerald Lake, as you can see. Get him a boat, and I go right straight across. Let's see if I can show you on the map. Let me go fishing. Come on, map. Thank you. Okay, here's the boat dock. You come right straight across, and right on this rock wall, right kind of at the point, is where I'll be fishing for it. And what I'm going to be using is I'm going to use a, see, this is what I want, a 7/6X series. Now you can use a 1/4 ounce or 1/2 ounce jig, but I like my X series. This and a 3-inch glow-in-the-dark worm. Now I've only caught them at night, and like I say, they're kind of skittish and they stay hid pretty good. So when I'm going to be fishing, I'm just going to advance time to 9 o'clock, and we'll start there. Now I put a marker there. Hey Mike, I put a marker there. There's what I want. See it here? But you see where the corner of that rock wall is? That's where I want to fish. So let's go ahead and go to 9 o'clock p.m. and see how lucky we can get. Now you can catch walleyes here too, but we'll see what happens. Hello, Mike. I don't have my headphones on because when I talk through my headphones, it goes out over the stream too. So then I'm double talking. I'm really double talking. How about that? Double talk, double talk. But I'm just going to be on here a while. Catch a few fish. Then I'm going to watch a little TV with my honey, eat some lunch, and then go see if I can collect some money. Up, missed that one. You never know. And those of you, my new followers from last night while I was asleep, thank you very much. Followers are always great. Always. If I can get my tang from untangled, I'll be all right. They're always good to have. New followers. I got a total of 70 now. That's pretty cool. And I hope everybody can join us August 11th for the DLC giveaway. Missed it again. Now see, I reeled. I'm supposed to stop reeling. I get too excited. I'm a real excitable fisherman. And when you get old like me, it don't take much to excite you. And seeing that blue down there at the bottom excites me. You never can tell. Some you win, some you lose, some get rained out. You see, Mike's a young guy. He don't understand that. Getting excited over a little bit of blue down at the bottom. So I missed another one. Ghost hit. That's another one. Doggone. That's 4 or 5 I've missed already. Got that one. Walleye. Nope, it's a sauger. Aren't they pretty? They're pretty fish. And I'm telling you, they taste good. They're bottom feeders. They don't eat a lot of junk. They mainly eat weeds, grass, stuff like that. Vegetarian, there we go. Which is funny because they're hitting this worm. Maybe they think it's a vegetable worm. Or maybe it's because it's just a video game. One or the other, or both. But this is where the unis are here, right along this rock wall. And we'll just have to see if we get lucky. Try it over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my space bar to reel. Maybe I won't get as excited that way. Oh, still got excited. Still missed it, didn't I? Wonder if I just try to raise my rod instead of jerking it. Let's try it. Because when I set a rod, God taught me how to bass fish. So you set a rod like you're trying to jerk that fish in the boat from wherever it is. So when I set a rod, I set a rod. And that guy that taught me, he knew how to fish. And I probably jerked a lure or a hook if we were shiner fishing out of more bass's mouth than I can probably count. Because when I set a hook, buddy, I set it. And with those ugly sticks and those stiff rods, man, you can jerk a bait. Gotta be careful you don't want to jerk that hard when they're close. Cause you see that lure come flopping out of the water. Rip them lips. There you go. That lure come flying out of that water past your head. You start ducking. You ain't got nowhere to duck in a boat. My son and I, my youngest, we was fishing in the lake one day. We went down towards the dam on the lake side and just, kind of hitting a spot here and hitting a spot there. And I saw some clouds moving in, and they just did not look good. Did not look good at all. So I said, we need to go. So we got the rods and reels in and headed up the lake towards where we put the boat in. And I don't know, we were probably 20, 25 minutes away from the boat launch. Less than 10 minutes headed towards it, it came a downpour. And then hail, big as quarters. I had him crawl underneath the console and cover up with one of our rain ponchos. And I was ducked down like this, trying to keep it from hitting me in the face, had a hat on, and it was hurting. And it busted the windshield, the fiberglass windshield on my console. I mean, that's how big they were. We got up there at the slough where I turned in, where I launched the boat. As soon as I got over next to shore, where hopefully we protected a little bit by the trees. I'd helped a little bit, but not much. And just as soon as I turned the boat to go in the slough, it quit, just like flipping a switch. A real wise man told me, said, you can tell what the weather's going to be by put your face in the wind and look to your right, because storms and everything, the wind circulates counterclockwise. So if you put your face in the wind and look to your right, you'll see what kind of weather's coming. And that's kind of important when you're out in a boat. You get too far from land, you can wind up in deep trouble. Didn't have an umbrella. Didn't have nothing I could cover myself up with. An umbrella would have been better than nothing, because my hat and my arm, that's all I had. I couldn't let it hit me in the face and break my glasses, and we wouldn't be able to see where we were going. Had some interesting experiences out on the water. Hey, Wicked. Thank you for your sub on YouTube. I saw that on my email this morning. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. They are elusive, I tell you that. Last night I was fishing for them, caught one, and I was reeling in, and as I was lifting the lure out of the water to cast again, one jumped up. Wasn't a uni, it was a trophy, but it jumped up and grabbed the lure out of the water right at the right beside the boat. I thought that's pretty cool. Now Mike has him jump in the boat with him. Well, not only being elusive, they're being sneaky this morning or this evening, today. See? Maybe I need to back out a little bit more. Let me back out a little bit more. That's what I said. I need to back out a little bit. But the unis that I caught right up there where that marker is. Let's see. I need to do this. I don't have my anchor down. Cool. That makes it a little easier. Oh, see, too many things to remember. I have to have my trolling motor down before to move the boat. Who'd thunk that? Trying to keep the same retrieve angle. That seemed to work good. Don't want to move too far out. See, where's my parking buoy? I got a park here buoy. I probably sit. Good Lord, I'm all the way over here to the rocks. I'm all the way over here. How'd I get over there? Well, that might make it easier to get where I want to go then. Okay. Do 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 do. Why am I not moving? Why am I not moving? Well, let's do it this way. Get that in. Crank up my motor. And we'll just pull out a little bit. Too much, too much, too much. Told y'all, there's my marker. There's my parking marker. Now, let's do that. Come on, motor, stop. Sometimes I press the E and the motor stops, sometimes it don't. Let's see, what can I do now? Let me see if I can do something to help that chat some. That's a little better. Harder for me to read, but it doesn't double over so much. Okay. Get my cursor back down here where it belongs. What have you done to me now? Did I freeze it up? Sure did. Okay, just wait a minute. Sometimes it'll unfreeze by itself. Come on, thaw out, you stupid thing. There we go. There we go. That's a long distance cast there. Let's put that down. Let's try that. Or is it an effort in futility? Got that one. That's not a uni though, but it's a nice fish. It didn't stay up there all the way long enough. 3-pounder. 3-pound walleye. It's a fish. The saugers are fun to catch up here, but Mike and I figured out that the walleye are still the money fish here. Catch them faster and more. I think he cashed out last night with 100-something fish, and he's got premium. He had $65,000 or something like that. There's a sauger. And you can catch them faster. Got to reel out a ways, cast out a ways. I cast there on 165 feet, and I usually catch him between 140 and 90. Yes. Did I let that one go? I wasn't watching, I was reading. It saw me reading and snuck off the hook. It snuck. It was a Nikki Nake. You're pink today, Wicked. You've been green and red. No, you weren't green, you were red. And one day you were, I forget what color you were then, but most of the time you've been red, but today you're pink. Your name in the chat. You know, real men can wear pink. And I wear it proudly. You are a colorful person. I agree. And I am a real man. Somebody lied to me, told me that once. Got a new follower last night when we were watching Cutlass Fish and Maku Maku, and his name is Big Boy, Bigboi, Big Boy Gaming 77. And I meant to ask him, how big a boy are you? Are you bigger than me? Are we the same size? Or are you just a big feller? But I didn't cross my mind while we were talking. Then off of one or the other, either his or Cutlass. Very good. Good idea. And I do have a lot of words that are and phrases that are banned from a chat, so I don't know what would happen if it came up with one of them. Because most of the people that I deal with don't talk like that, because it's family, and there's ladies that come in here and watch. So thank you very much. That's one reason why when Hilron asked me to join with the PHs, he said most of them are ex-military, and they use TeamSpeak, and their language gets a little raw. He said, you probably wouldn't appreciate it. I said, well, I could always turn it off, but it's, if people type it, it still comes out the same way. So I declined his offer to join the PHs, but I thought it was nice that he offered. Hello, big boy. Did you hear what I said? I said we was talking last night, and I never, with the name Big Boy, I didn't ask you how big a boy be you. So I'm 6'3", 305. I'm just an average sized Texan. Ah, yeah, yeah. I'm just an average sized Texan. Born in Missouri, but my daddy was stationed at the naval base down around Orange and Galveston. 6'5", 430. You is a big boy. You bigger than me, for sure. So you really are a big boy. Let's see, with that size, did you play football? You could have been like Michael Orr. Who was it? What was his name? Golly bum, he's from Chattanooga. The Minister of Defense. What was his name? What was his name? Played for Green Bay. Ah, good Lord. What was his name? Anyhow, he was a big lineman. He said what he would do, he would defense, and when the line come at him, he just start gathering all of them up and start throwing them out until he got the one with the ball. Reggie White. There you go. We said at the same time, Mike. Reggie White. So he's from Chattanooga. And boy, you have no idea what he did for kids around here. There's a Dalewood Middle School that had a big track that they never used. So he made it into a practice football field, goal posts, I mean everything, bleachers, spent all of his own money, no county money, nothing. And he would have summer camps there almost every weekend, and it was free for any kid that wanted to come and learn how to play football. I mean, how much nicer can a guy be to give up his time and his money to help kids? And I'm sure there was a little bit of talk about, since he was a minister, I'm sure there was a little bit of talk about our Lord and the way to live your life and so on and so forth. Yeah, I agree, big, great guy. I never got to meet him. I wished I had a. I'd love to tell him what I thought about him and how much that I like what he did for kids. That's what I've been a Scout Master and Cub Scout, or Assistant Scout Master and Cub Scout Master, and it's just for my reason is to help kids. Uh, I don't preach at them. Never did preach at them. But I tried to walk the walk and talk the talk. I mean, I'm not the greatest of role models, but I try to show kids, how to try to treat other people. But I did have one kid. We were up at a Boy Scout camp up near Tracy City here in Tennessee, and he's a little short guy, kind of heavy set. Not too many people in the troop liked him because he was very, very smart and kind of a smart aleck, which, that doesn't set you too well with a lot of people. But we were doing something over around the campfire, fixing food or whatever. He looked up at me and said, Man, you've got a lot of hair in your nose. And I looked at him and I said, well, you know, if you wasn't so short, you couldn't see it. And he took a swing at me, and I grabbed his hand before it got up to my jaw. And I said, let me explain something to you. Now, he was spoiled. I said, I'm not your mama, and I'm not your daddy. I said, if you do that again, I'm going to turn you over and I'm going to whoop your ass, and you better believe it. We got along famously. That's what that kid needed. He needed, he needed some structured discipline because he knew I'd do it. Never had a minute's problem with it. I'd tell him to do anything, man, he'd do it. And before then, he wouldn't get into any of the group activities. That was below him. But after that, he started getting along better with the other boys. And he never did make, yeah, you're right. He never did make Eagle Scout. I think he come one or two merit badges short before he turned 18. Once you turn 18, you've either got it and got your Eagle project done or you don't. And I think his parents helped him with his project, but he was one or two merit badges short of making Eagle Scout. But he put his nose to the grindstone and worked at it. Now my 34-year-old son, he's an Eagle Scout. If he would have had yeah, my mom always told me, she said, hey, let me explain something to you. It's already cracked. I can't break it. Bend over. Ooh, I used to get some goodies. But my son could have been a 13 and a half year old Eagle Scout if he had had a good Scout advisor, an Eagle advisor, because he had the merit badges. He got his service project done and was ready. But the guy was a member of FEMA, and it was a time when there were a lot of tornadoes and stuff around down south of Birmingham in Alabama, and he'd go down there for a year and come back, be back for a week, and go back down there for a year again. We never saw him, so I went to the council executive and I said, hey, can we change advisors? Because, you know, Brett's ready, but we can't get that man in town long enough to find out where he's at to sign off on everything. He said, nope, once you are assigned an advisor, that's it. Funny. I wish that chat would separate. It'd be a lot easier to read. Yeah, you are exactly right. The stick better not be, and like I said the other day, don't bring one this size. It better be at least this size. And I made a mistake one. My mama had heart trouble, and sometimes she'd give me a whooping. I'd have to lay down across the kitchen chair or something like that, and she'd sit down and give me a whooping. Well, I got a whooping one day, and I made the mistake of telling my stepdaddy. I said, you know, mama's whoopings don't hurt. I holler and cry like they hurt, but I don't want to hurt her feelings, but they don't hurt anymore. That was the last time my mama gave me a whooping. From then on, my stepdaddy gave me whoopings. And you know what? I never trusted him again. I mean, I confided that in him, but I never trusted him again for anything after that. Which kind of, am I moving around? I'm casting the same distance, but why am I only casting out 70 feet or so now instead of 100? Let's see what we got here. No, ain't moving around. Just not spitting on the bait right, I guess. See, Curtis and Big Boy didn't know you spit on that lure, spit on your bait before you throw it out. Now, I don't chew tobacco, but I use black licorice. Looks the same. And the fish like that sweet taste. Mike told me where to get the good licorice, little hard pieces at Family Dollar. I haven't got any yet. Maybe I need to cross my eyes. Oh, I know when I caught it. It wasn't 9 o'clock at night. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. From 2 to 5 or 3 to 5. That's when it was. Maybe that's why. They early risers. Come on, fish. Bite it. Bite it like you're serious. Gonna have me some good old chicken corn chowder for lunch. Yum, yum. And it's flavored with pork rind. I ain't never figured that part out yet, but I know it's good. Let me see when I can go to a night like that. No, 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 no figures. Maybe that's why they're so elusive. The nights when you can catch them are so far apart. I need to put my headphones on, I guess. Because if somebody follows me here while I'm fishing, I can't hear. Can't hear the noise. The extension. Yeah. The notification. I'll get it right. I'll get one of them words. Missed it again. I've probably missed more than I've caught this little endeavor here. Jump out of the water at my lure. Come on. Do that for me. Nope. Oh well. Let's try it downstream a little. That's because I hadn't showed you. Ooh, oh, that was exciting for nothing. I told you, I'll show you where they're at. There's another place there where you can fish for them with bottom rods and sea worms. I forget who sent me that marker, but it's away from the barge, which normally that's where I've caught flounders mostly is right around that barge. That's 3. Those ghost hits are going to give me fits. Try off this point. Well, Mike knows how the struggle I did down at Maku Maku trying to catch a uni, or I mean a trophy, yeah, uni Oscar. He's sitting in the boat catching them, laughing at me. Well, they're so easy. That's okay. See, I'll show you where the flounder are and just sit back and watch you. Why, thank you, Benjamin. I appreciate it. See, if I hadn't had my headphones, I couldn't have heard that. I'll send you an invite. Let's see. Ooh, I might have to get closer to read that name. Well, Homa. Okay, Homa's. Yeah. LSVK Benjamin. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, but this, I'll send that person a message. Thank you for subbing, though, or for following. I appreciate it. Always liked followers. Always liked followers. But I hope everybody can join us on August the 11th. August the 11th. That's not D-Day. That was sometime in November, I think. I'm not much of a historian. Although I like Civil War history. I live close enough to a lot of the battlefields down here in Tennessee and Georgia. They're interesting. They called it a Civil War, but it sure wasn't very civil. And a lot of people think it was fought over slavery. Well, it really wasn't. The South had cotton, and the North wanted it, and the South controlled the cotton, mainly out of New Orleans. And that's about 90% of what the war was fought over. The slave issue was a side issue, really, although it coming down through history, it's become a major issue. It's always money. All wars. Follow the money. That's what it's about. I made an investment. June the 4th. Okay. Yeah, well, what it is, on the 11th, everybody that is following me and in watching between 12 noon and 2 p.m. will be in for a random drawing for DLC. And it's a anniversary pack DLC is what it is. It has 10 DLCs in it. And, you know, you can keep what you want, sell what you want, but if you don't have it, a big enough keeper, it's got a 554 keeper, which gives you a 220-pound max single fish limit in it, which you can, anything in a game you can catch. Well, 220. The Arapimas go just a little over that. 220.44 something, I think, is the max on the Arapima. But the beluga, the Haktuba, and the Wells catfish there, they'll both go in that keeper. And just about anything else in the game. The big gar down in Louisiana. But anyhow, that's what it's going to be. And then Heinrich, I think his last name's Kramer, he enjoyed the competition we had this past Saturday. He said we need to have one every Saturday. He enjoyed that. Mike did too. So did Iceman. Wizika, whatever, Wikisha, he came in second, and Calliope came in first. But I didn't know who he was. It had a password to get in the competition. He may be one of my subs or one of the followers. I don't know. A lot of people have different names all over one name for Steam, one name for Facebook, one name for YouTube, one name for Twitch, one name for Twitter, and I do good to have one name for everything. Try to remember it. Well, maybe I'll go left instead of right. Maybe these are left-handed fish. I will. I'll let you know, buddy. That's it. That's it, Wicked. I'll mention it in every time I go online live. I'll mention it, and I'll also I'll put another. I'm Double Talk 73 on YouTube. Just posted the video there yesterday about it, and I'll post another video maybe a week before to remind everybody. So keep watching. If you press that when you subscribe to me on YouTube, press that bell over there. Okay, press that bell over there, and that way when I put up a new video, you'll get notification. And that's one thing I'll do is I'll put another video up reminding everybody about the. It's not a competition. It's just a random drawing, and I'm going to let Nightbot, if you're familiar with that, I'll let Nightbot do the drawing. But it will just be for followers and subscribers on Twitch. And now, I don't know, here's my only quandary. I know cross programs or cross platforms don't work too good. Like people that are PS4 can't come in and fish with us if we're on Xbox or PC, and we can't go in and fish with them. But if somebody with a PS4 wins the DLC, if I email it to them, will they be able to fish with it on PS4? Because I'm buying it on a PC. That I've asked the developers, and they're not too sure, so I don't know. What we got? Big walleye. So I guess that's yet to be determined. Maybe Wicked knows. He knows a lot. Thank you. So if a PS4 wins it, it won't do him any good. Well, maybe what I can do, if a PS4, because I'll get their email when they win, I'll need to get their email or their Steam name. And what I can do is, instead of sending them the DLC, I can send them store credit. That way they can get whatever they want. Which would be just as good. That way it wouldn't matter if the DLC would work for them or not. Just send them store credit. But anybody that's on Xbox or PC, I just gift them the DLC. A lot to work out. And then Mike has a business. He does website designing and all kinds of stuff like that. And he'd like to, somewhere down the line, he'd like to sponsor a giveaway or a competition. I said, sure. He said, I don't want to run it. I want to fish in it. I said, okay. We can set it up. Third Tuesday of next week. Or at least the second Tuesday. You get store credit second Tuesday of next week. See, Mike uses a PC, but he uses an Xbox controller.
What's up, Fox?
So that he can say hello to everybody. This is my son Brett. This is Shoe 2K God. That's what he is on Twitch.
Everything running good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You see how I set this up? It's a lot easier for me to read, and when somebody follows me, I get notification here that I can see,
right,
and the sound,
and you can hear it.
Yeah.
Right.
Which he knows Seeing is something else. Yeah, I agree, big boy. That's why I said if it's somebody with PS4, I just send store credit and you can get whatever you want. I mean, $2 is $2, you know.
Yeah, says you.
Hey, he knows how tight I am with money. I mean, I squeak when I.
It's like this.
But something that I'm interested in. Yeah, something that I'm interested in. $4 is better. Or is that 400 points? Is that game dollars or real dollars?
I know that's just true.
Okay.
The guy was like, "Where's your gas cap at?" I said, "It's right there." He
He didn't know.
No, he couldn't get it out. He was a little skinny guy, and he started turning it. I said, "Hold on, let me get it for you." He said, "Okay."
He went and got his emission control done. Yeah, I've heard the expression that I'll squeeze them pennies till old Abe hollers. I'm not that tight, but there again, depending on the situation. It doesn't bother me one bit to help a friend, real life friend. It doesn't. It's like the Bible says, you know, your blessings. That cup will be filled up. Well, we're getting closer. We got us a trophy. That cup will be filled up, shaken down, and running over. Nope, they won't do that. I don't think. I don't think that, Benjamin. The reason being is the programming involved would just be asked. Oh, yeah, there's probably several million lines of code for this game as it is. The infinite number. There you go. WWJD. That's what the bracelets are, wasn't it? The bracelets were, what would Jesus do? And then there's also an old song by the Sons of the Pioneers. They sang it's about prime the pump. You got to prime the pump. You have to have faith and believe. Get it yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold. Cool your face. Wash your feet. Leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pete. WWJD. Let's try it off the bottom. Just maybe. I know Cutlass likes to fish like this with lures off the bottom. I think Cutlass and Big Boy like that lure that I don't know who came up with it. The acid buzz bait with the rattlesnake. I have no idea who came up with that. I started using it for some reason, and boy, it's a fish catcher. The speckled peacocks down in Blue Crab, they prefer. Here we go. It's a little one, but it's a yeller one. And I'll bet you that it's almost out of peak. Interesting. What was the time? Midnight. But it's yeller. So, mission accomplished. So what time is it? It is 12:23. I'll fish for a few more minutes. And I know I'm not going to catch you nothing because of the spawning rate. And then I'm going to eat me some lunch and then either go collect some money or take a man outside and talk real serious about him. I'm just kidding. I loaned some money to a friend of mine. And most people, it says, if you want to be a friend of me, neither borrower or lender be. That's hard for me to say. But I've been running around with him since high school. He was a sophomore while I was a senior, and he got in a tight. I loaned him some money, and he's been paying me just like clockwork, unless he had a stroke and it messed him up for about a year, and we just let it ride. And then this COVID come along, and his business really suffered, so we just let it ride. And when things broke loose, he started paying me again. And most of the time, I don't lend money to friends. He's an exception. Like I said, I've known him, gosh, almost 60 years, 56 years, 57 years. I don't have any family left alive. Mom, dad, dead. I had one brother. He got killed in a car wreck. So I don't have any blood kin like that. And he's the closest thing I've got to a brother, and I've told him that more than once. I've also told him, said, treat me right, because you do not want me to stomp a mud hole in you, because he knows I do that too. Sometimes you just have to get people's attention. Oh well. I'm a whole lot better person now than I was when I was in high school and shortly thereafter. I didn't have the Lord Jesus Christ in my heart, in my mind, and I was not a good person. But he knew me then. I was one of those guys that I didn't care how big you was, how mean you thought you was. He can. If you've watched any of my YouTube videos, he did my entrance, and I call it my end card, but it won't let me put it on there. So I call it my intro, and then the next one, he does it. There you go. Don't lend out money you can afford to lose. That's like gambling. Don't ever gamble with money you ain't got or can't afford to lose. Yeah. But Rick knew me when I was not a good person. I rode with motorcycle clubs and sold drugs and probably a lot of stuff that I did if I got caught nowadays. Well, back then I'd probably still be in jail, but I guess the Lord had a purpose for me because I didn't get caught. But he seen one night in a local hangout, he saw me back down 11 guys. 11. That's not a fish story. I know I'm a fisherman. That's not a fish story. I was telling him to come on. Let's get it on right now. And one of the guys said, that's Bob Hardy. That's Bob Hardy. And they backed away. That's the reputation I had. I started running around with a brother of a girl that I was messing with, and she told him, You need to stay away from him. He will get you killed. Didn't, though. We just got to be good buddies. Well, he had a 69 GTO, about 4 years old. Holy smokes. 389 tri-power with a 4-speed. Oh, Lord, that sucker would cross up in the road. It was fun. And he knew how to drive it, too. Tore a clutch out of it one night. And he didn't know how to drive it out of clutch. Well, I had a 6-cylinder Mustang, the little pony, that I drove most of the time without a clutch. I said, I can drive it. He said, well, we got to get home. So, so I got behind the wheel, put it in first gear, and bumped that starter, whoom, 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 and got it going. Listened to the rev, shifted second, lifted the rev, shifted third, and the fourth. And he come up to a traffic light, and he said, there's a red light. What are you going to do? I knock it in neutral, put on the brakes, turn off the key, put it back in first gear, light change, bump it off. We got home. He thought that was cool. I said, you need to learn how to do that. But then his daddy worked at a clutch place called Pfefferman's and made him an all-metal clutch like they would put in a NASCAR. And he didn't tear that clutch up anymore. Man, I have had more ghost hits, I think, tonight than I've ever had fishing up here. There is one of the challenges called a fishing machine that if you get 30 catches in a row on lures, you get coins and whatever. And 23 is the best I've ever done. And then I get one of those ghost hits. And if you miss it, it starts all over at 0 again. So I tried forever. And I catch more fish regularly up here mainly when I'm using that 1/4 ounce purple narrow spoon, catch more fish up here, walleye, than just about anywhere else I fish. I mean, you get ghost hits and Lone Star. And starts back at 0. X Series gear. Are you fishing 30 days at the lakes? Or doing the missions? Mike lost one of his lures down in Florida. Was it the trophy frog popper, Mike? Is that what it was? I think that's what you told me. When a big old alligator gar grabbed it and took off with it. Yes, it does. And I hope when you go to a lake to do it, you get rid of everything. I mean, your hat, your coat, vest, all rods, everything, and go to that lake naked. And then when you spawn in, go to night, and just go night to night to night to night. That way, all it costs you, get rid of keeper, everything. That way, all it costs you is your advance fee. What we got here? Man, I gotta get something. The few. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, buddy. I appreciate it. We always appreciates follows. Join the crowd. Join the crowd. Yeah, I did too. The first one I did it on was down in Louisiana. So somebody told me I'd get that X Series frog popper there. So I went down there. I got rid of everything but the rod I was fishing with and the keeper. So I paid the $1,500 times, so that's 45 grand. And then I go out. I got the X Series frog popper, and when I left, I had a $61,000 repair bill. Oh Lordy! So I I learned the hard way. So from then on, like the one in Russia, it ain't worth it for what you get. X series 4-rod hooks, you know, and it costs you 60 grand just to go from night to night to night. So some of them are worth it, and some of them are not. Yeah. Now, uh, Mike said he was watching cutlass fish last night or night before, and had his boat anchored down, and a big arapaima got his lure, that rattlesnake lure, and took off with it, and ran out over 600 feet. And Mike was telling him, open up your taskbar and right click on the game, Fishing Planet, and close it. You do that, it closes the game, and whatever's going on right then, it stops. You don't lose your lure. I've had to do it more than once because I went somewhere with too light of gear and something big. Because down there in Florida, the big old Florida gar, you stay out in the middle of the water and they'll grab a lure and take off with it. Uh, like the pink frog popper or the red that you paid 30 gold for, you don't want to lose them. So when they take off and you know they're gone, hit that window key, open up the taskbar, and then right click on Fisher Planet Game and close window. You keep your lure. Some of my lures, I ain't worried about pride. I can get more pride, but I sure can't get more lures if I, especially with X series, like that X series frog popper. It used to be an absolute bass killer down in Florida. But if you lost it, the only way you get it back is to place first, second, third in one of the bigger competitions. Yeah, yeah. He said it was him or the fish, and it was out over 600 feet. I'm not that, you know, I don't care. Well, when I go to Florida now and I fish for bass, I take a 42-pound rig, 42 or 47, because if I don't have any luck with bass, I'll go fish for tarpon or snook or big red drum, and they fight pretty good too. But my personal best for largemouth bass is a little over 13 pounds, and I have 11, little right at 12 is the best I've ever done since then. Well, that X Series frog popper, it's in Louisiana. 30 nights will get it for you. Like I say, it's going to cost you 45,000 in rollovers. So get rid of boat, get rid of absolutely everything. And when it keeps telling you to buy a license or whatever, just say travel. And when it tells you to buy a license, just say go fishing. When you spawn in the morning, go to 11, 12 o'clock at night and just roll it over. I use the wheel, my mouse wheel, and just go to till it says one day, and just do it over and over and over. See, there was another ghost. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. And like I say, all the lakes are not like that. Not as good. California's good. I don't think Alaska was that good. Florida was. Mm, I forget how many of them I did. Yeah, that frog popper is it's a goodie. Now another good one. If you do one of the, it's either a mission or the collecting. You get a trophy frog popper, and another one you get a trophy walker. They pretty good too. I was fishing with my X series, and down there, and a guy beside me on the dock there was fishing with his trophy frog popper, and he was catching just as big a bass as I was. Yep, yep, yep. walker is good in Louisiana. If you go down, when you spawn in at the hut, spin to the right, go right out to the end, and to the right side, there's open water down there, and you'll catch largemouth and spotted. And you turn around, and the other side, you'll catch chain pickerel and spotted there. And the walker or the frog popper, both of them work good there at X series. But you know what I like to catch when I go to Louisiana? Besides gar, they're fun. I like to catch uni white crappie. They like Oscars for me. It was a toughie. And the black crappie, the uni black crappie, that one I've never caught. Yeah, titanium leaders. I agree, Mike. They changed the game when they added blue crab and put titanium leaders in there, different leaders like that. All of a sudden, you go up to St. Croix, and a lot of people, you see them. Line was bitten off. Line was bitten off. And I never had it happen to me before. And then I was fishing with bait and reeling the fish in, and it happened to me once. I'm glad it wasn't with a lure. But then I started putting titanium leaders on just about everything I fish with, if it will accept it. Some of them will, some of them won't. Better safe than sorry. But if that titanium leader, if the strength meter on it goes down, let's say you got a 50-pound titanium leader, if it goes down 10%, all of a sudden you don't have a 50-pound titanium, you got 45. If it goes down 20%, you've only got a 40-pound titanium leader. And it makes a difference in fish that you can reel in. They'll break it. They may not bite it off, but they'll break it. Well, thank you. Got me a trophy. Thank you, thank you. I'm probably definitely out of any kind of peak now. Yeah. Things we learn, things we learn. Especially if you're fishing for the gar or tarpon or red drum or big fish. They'll wear on a leader, and it won't show down here anywhere. So you got to go out every once in a while. Now I've fished with my line down at 7 or 8% and not had any problem. I fished with a rod down in there too, but the reel, when my reel gets down around 50%, if I let it get that low before I repair it. That's just the way I do. Everybody to their own. I'm going to catch one more fish here, no matter what it is, and then I'm going to call it an end for this session and go eat me some lunch. And I thank y'all for coming. Thank you for the new followers. That's wonderful. And, well, my rod moved. Something wrong. But anyhow, I'll probably be back later on today, and I'll stream a little bit more. It's supposed to stream 25 hours in the first month or something like that. That's an achievement or something. And I'm close. I think I had 20.5 hours or something like that after last night. So you appreciate me. Man, you're the one that's done stuff for me. It's a two-way street, buddy. It's a two-way street. So I was born in Missouri. That's why Mike and I hit it off. Not too far from where he is. Did I get it? There we go. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? At least finish with a Sauger. A Sauger. There we go. Okay. That's me. Thank y'all for following me and putting up with my flabberjawing. God bless all y'all. Now, you do know what the plural of y'all is, right? You know, that's a good old Southern saying, y'all. The plural of y'all is all y'all. So thank all y'all for following and for flabbergasting and listening, putting up with my malarkey. So God bless you and your families. Take care, be safe, learn a little bit, pass it on. That's the fisherman's way. And remember, P. Practice, patience, persistence will produce. So thanks again for being here, and I'll be back later. So take care, stay well, stay healthy, and catch you later. So y'all come back now, you hear?